Welcome to yet another edition of our routine interviews, and guess where we are and who are we? We're here in Ibex Hill at the Secretariat of the Party of National Unity and Progress, PNUP, under the leadership of the man himself, who is gradually gaining popularity in different parts of the country. We have seen his name on buses, and there's a club named after him. He actually posted on a social media platform to say he's eager to meet all these people that are actually representing him well. This is the man himself, Mr. Highvie Hamududu, the leader of the party itself. Thank you so much for according us this opportunity, Mr. Hamududu.
Thank you, Chinyemba, and it's a great pleasure.
Nice. So, to begin with, what brings us here is to know more about the famous Highvie Hamududu, and others, by the way, are calling it Triple H because of the middle name, Highvie Hamududu.
Yes.
So, our interest is to know who is Mr. Highvie Hamududu, his background, when was he born, where was he born?
Wow, it's always difficult to talk about yourself. Anyway, I'm a Zambian, born in Monze West, educated in Monze, primary school and secondary school at St. Ignatius in Chikuni, a Catholic school. And came to University of Zambia, did economics. I was born in 1968, if you wanted to know how old I am. I'm not that young. And then I finished my university in 1993, and I worked in government briefly at Cabinet Office as a Manpower Information Officer, and then afterwards I joined the Zambia Cooperative Federation as a District Operations Officer. You know, those days when government was assisting farmers, giving loans and doing follow-ups and providing extension services to the farmers. After that, I joined the bank, Commerce Bank, then Commerce Bank, as an assistant credit manager. After that, I left the country to work in Namibia, and specifically, I was teaching economics. So there, I followed my love for economics. So I taught economics for 9 years, and partly statistics, before I became a member of parliament. For Wengwa, I was MP for 10 years. And then the rest is history. And then I became a party president for this party you have mentioned here. And I had my inaugural participation in the presidential election on the 12th of August 2021. And here I am.
Okay.
So that is my brief, history.
So, on the brief history, perhaps even the viewers out there might feel there's something that is missing a bit.
Like what?
Family.
Oh, you want to organize a wife for me? I'm a married guy to Precious, a beautiful woman. You will see her very soon. Many people are saying, you want to see your wife? Want to see your wife? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm still keeping her under the wraps. When you see her, you say, wow! Of course, I've got 2 daughters.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, a small family.
Okay.
Yeah. We had 3 daughters. 1 daughter passed on in her infancy. So we have 2 children, girls, and 1 is a graduate. Ellen, the firstborn, she's a graduate of economics and finance, and she works for an international consultants company. She's 23 years old. And the second one, Sarah, is doing IT. She's in a university here in Zambia. So my daughter also did university here in Zambia. Thanks to the past governments for the enabling environment where spaces for universities have increased, especially the private sector. And my children went to private universities. Okay. We decided as a family to allow leave space for other children in the public universities. My children are 6 points children, like Ellen, and brilliant. And she has finished in record time. And the sister is finishing very soon, doing IT.
Okay.
Yeah. My wife is a nutritionist. She was a teacher. She holds a master's in nutrition from Solusi University in Zimbabwe. Her first degree is from Osango University. So it's a house of intellectuals. You know, that's my little family.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of people only know you, know the political aspect of you, just like you talked about you having been a member of parliament for 10 years for Wengwa, when your political career started until now, when you're a leader for this party, the inaugural that you had on the 12th of August for the just ended elections. What else do you do apart from politics? What are Highvie Hamududu's interests?
Well, many things. I mean, self-made man, of course, not a self-made man. Quite a good upbringing from my dear parents. My father is late now. He was a teacher, a farmer, and businessman. My mothers are there. Because my father was married to 3 wives, so I have 3 mothers. Okay, that's how I was brought up. And so we do farming. We do we own some real estates here and there.
Okay.
That keeps us going. And I run a few enterprises in finance. We do also value addition in agriculture. We run a meat processing company, doing very well now. And we are also in commodities trading.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have partners who are working. And once in a while I join them because I'm not a full-time politician. I don't want to be. I just do politics.
Okay. And
I continue to do the good things all of you are doing. So I don't think that people must become full-time politicians. There must be no career called the politician, no. Okay. Or occupation. So we just do politics as part of civic duty. You found me here today. I mean, I only came here. I'm here maybe 2 hours, 3 hours. I don't sit here in the office as if I'm doing politicking from 6 to 6, no. So politics and the political parties are voluntary institutions, so societies that provide civic duty to society over and above what you do. Okay. So basically, that is me. I have other interests, of course. I believe in a health lifestyle. I eat very simple, you know, not like sausages, what, no. I eat simple, samp, if you came to my house, what I eat in the morning, very simple, but very nutritious, yeah? Okay. Rich in fiber. I eat, samp. They made itself without sharing it, without removing the outer part of the seed. Just boil it like that and put groundnuts and groundnuts powder there. Oh, very healthy, very healthy. And then I do exercise in the morning. I used to run every morning at 5:30. Now I walk because I'm told the walking is healthier. And as the sun comes out, I'm on the road. It's a very nice feeling. You feel like you're 25. Okay. Look at me, you look like my age mate. So health lifestyle, and also not putting too much pressure on yourself. Okay. I see some people who put so much pressure on themselves as if they are carrying the world. No individual can carry the world. Everyone participates. Do your part, each one does his part, but with honesty and integrity. You understand? I'm also a believer. Okay. I go to church. Of course, I'll not publicize my church attendance because it's spiritual and private. Yes. So basically, that's me. That's me. It's very simple. A simple Zambian.
So there's a part where you emphasize to say there is no occupation or career which should be politics. I might not have direct examples, but what exactly is the major problem of someone being a full-time politician?
Yeah, it's ignorance. Yeah, it's ignorance. You cannot have people who say you are a full-time, you are a career politician. That's not correct. Because leadership is a civic duty over and above what you do. And you cannot stay in politics alone. That's why you've seen government come in and go. We had UNIP, it went. We had MMD, it went. We had PF, it went. We have UPND, it will go. We have whatever party, whether it's PNUP, it will come and it will go. You understand? Then when people leave, they must go and do other things, what they were doing. So if we create career politicians, then we create parasites to the system. Yeah, because there is no pay in politics. It's voluntary. Yeah, for those who are in government, of course, they become our workers. They live on our taxpayers' money to do the work they're supposed to do for us. But not everybody in a ruling party works for government. Look, how many ministers are there? 34. The rest, how many MPs are there? Even from the ruling party, 80 something. The rest remain Zambians. Okay, a few of course, who are appointed, of course, they must be appointed on merit. They can go in the system. Of course, when you win elections, it's not your government. It's a people's government. It's people's money, and therefore you can just when you win power, you remove everybody and you put your cadres. No, yeah, they are civil servants qualified to do government work, and there are few positions that you put your cadres, like MPs, ministers, and a few positions like maybe ambassadors and high commissioners, but within there, they are technocrats. So as we believe that the technocrats, the civil servants, must remain driving the government machinery, while the political leadership can provide leadership, okay, policy direction, but implementation, the actual execution of government programs must be done by qualified civil servants, not cadres from our political offices. No. So I must encourage, by all means, career politics, because it's not a career, and there must be a time when you exit. Like for me, I ran now for presidency, and then I run again in 20. For example, if my friends, vote for me in my party to run again, which is most likely, God willing, in 2026, I don't make it. They may ask me maybe to run again in 2031. Beyond that, you leave. Why should I be running? Am I the only Zambian? There are enough Zambians who can run for this office, and more qualified, by the way. There are Zambians who are more qualified than the people I've seen us in politics. So let other people come in, and we can, some of us, provide advisory services to those who at that time are in power or are in politics. Not career politicians, those who are doing politics.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So the records are saying you were MP for Wengwa?
Yes.
2016?
Yes, 10 years.
Does this necessarily mean that's when you had joined active politics, or you had already been in the political system?
Yes.
At that particular time?
Yeah, I mean, being a university student in the 90s, when I went to university in 1989, and then left at 1993. So I went to university under PNUP, and the change of government happened when we were at university. And if you remember, the politics of the 1990s and in the 80s, even before that, were driven by students. So we were the activists, and therefore, and also I come from a political family. People that were doing politics, my parents, my father, my uncles were the key political leaders in Southern Province, in Mwanza then, right before independence. Yeah. Dr. Kaunda himself used, when he was National Secretary for African National Congress, he used to live we used to stay in our village once in a while when he comes for meetings. And my parents recount how they used to meet him there and, look after him and so on. Harim Kumbla himself was basically being supported by my people, my relatives, my uncles and parents and all the people of Mwanza and Mwanza West. So there was an environment that made me aware of politics and got interest in the politics of the country. Okay. And I can tell you that I understand the politics of this country very well. Very few politicians or party presidents, maybe only Fred Membe, can beat me in recounting succinctly and clearly the political history of our country. What were the issues? What are the issues that can inform us going into the future? So there must be clarity in understanding our politics in this country for us to do meaningful politics. Some of the problems you see today are not in the history. If we don't understand where we are coming from, we'll be very weak leaders for the future, because there must be a historical understanding of a problem. Any problem has a DNA. You need to discover its DNA, its history, for you to prescribe the right solution. And therefore, thank God, I was exposed to that environment, not because I'm more clever than other people. No, I'm not. I'm not the most intelligent, just like there's no politician who is more intelligent than others. But I can tell you that I was privileged to have a better understanding, and I have a better understanding of politics due to the privileges that I have enjoyed in my short life this far.
So technically, you started politics from the PNUP era.
Yes, by that time we were politicians. By the way, everyone is a politician. Even you are a politician. What is politics? Politics is the resolution of societal problems. If there are problems, there are politics in the church, there are politics at the workplace, there are politics in the media. On that now, we confine politics to the people who run for elections. There are more political people than us who are in politics. Do you hear me making noise? Wow, 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 backing. I don't back. Backing. No. Because there must be integrity. Talk when it's necessary. Talk when you have issues. And from a research point of view, you understand, eh? So perhaps if you are talking of leadership politics, yes, I'm in that area. But basically, as we learned from social science and university, everyone is a politician. Because in the resolution of our conflicts, we use arguments, and those arguments is the actual politics. What is politics? Politics is a debate on issues to arrive at a solution. So today, I mean, in your church, don't you vote for people to deacon what? They vote. There are even politics underground there, although they must be decent there, because they must not vie to be a deacon or to be an elder. There must be a spirit speaking. Unlike in politics where we just vote anyhow. Kadabla. You understand, eh? Okay. Yeah.
So, 10 years of leadership in Work constituency, how was your experience there?
Excellent. I have, through that privilege, through the privilege, I have acquired enough experience to run for president, and even to be a good president if you make me president one day. Yeah, understanding the issues. Not just Wengo, that's just one compartment. Understanding the policy of the country. When you are a parliamentarian, first of all, an MP for your constituency, but an MP for the country. And in parliament, we held leadership positions. Not only here at national parliament, but even at a continental level. I served in a continental parliamentary body, the African Parliamentary Forum on Population and Development, elected in South Africa, elected in Ivory Coast to represent Southern Africa on many platforms to discuss population and development of our country. So it has been a pleasure and a blessing to me to be exposed in issues of public affairs. So I can tell you that I have reasonable experience and exposure in public affairs, and therefore, if it's to become a president, it's to be very easy for me because of the privilege that I have received over the years. Not because I'm special. There are many people who can be good presidents, but my portion is that I have received good exposure and understanding of the issues at play at local level, at national level, at regional level, within the SADC, at continental level, and globally. The China-America, silent war. You know what I'm saying? All these economic wars and so on in the background. I understand these things. And if you ask me today, if I become president, what would be my posture? Non-alignment. I'll never align myself to the West, to America, or to China, but non-aligned, dealing with all countries, meaning the right balance. Foreign policy, like someone told me, is like riding a bicycle. If you tilt on one side, you'll fall. Now, these are issues that you understand over exposure. Do we need America? Yes, we need. Do we need China? Yes, we need. We equally need all of them. In fact, you might even need China more because it has more opportunities for us. You need Europe? Yes, we need. Do we need Africa? Yes, we need. And therefore, a foreign policy that is founded on non-alignment. That's what Kaunda told us, that non-alignment is a posture that gives you access to the whole world and benefit from what the world provides, whether east, west, north, south.
Okay.
Yeah.
So going back home, back to Bwengwa, for the 10 years that you are there, what is the major success that you can brag of?
Well, I was privileged, not because I'm special, I must say this again. When I was there, great things happened. One of the key things in Bwengwa has been the Monze-Niko Road. What is the Monze-Niko Road? Monze-Niko Road is a road that connects Monze to Namwala. It has been a topical issue from the time of Hari Nkumbula, when he was MP for Monze and then Monze West, the time of Rex Natala, the time of Dr. Eli Mwanangonze, the time of late Bodwin Nkumbula, my predecessor, Japhet Monde and Edgar Kembe and so on. It was a privilege that during my reign, at least the road was tarred halfway. I was the first one to address one of the most topical issues of Bwengwa. No one can argue against that. And also we did something to provide leadership in the council to ensure that the council allocates CDF in the right areas. During my time, there were schools that were poor and mud, grass searched. I made sure that in my 10 years in Parliament, by the time I left, there was no school in Bwengwa that was poor and mud. We built, proper classrooms, or properly roofed with iron sheets, and the classes built properly, upgrading them. So we try to provide leadership. By the way, an MP is not the one who executes development. He provides leadership and also proposes a development to the implementers. I always see now people say, no, MP must be given CDF. An MP is not supposed to implement CDF. It's unconstitutional. An MP must provide leadership. By the very constitution, an MP must not execute development. That is tantamount to corruption. And if some of these MPs are supposed to be arrested, actually. Some of them. If we were to put a microscope on the CDF, most of these chaps are supposed to be in jail. You understand, because they cross the line. It is the council executive officers, the civil servants who must implement government funds. What's the role of an MP? Is simply to be involved in the allocation. No, I think put the money there, with advice from the technocrats. Otherwise, we end up building schools all in one village. Yes, there are schools, but not properly done, without equity. Even in boreholes, they need a technical appraisal. Not an MP just pointing, no, put here because we got votes. No. You are not there to be rewarded for your votes. Those are your own votes. But what we want is equitable development. So I understood development, and therefore I advocated for the right things. So I can tell you, I left a very good record in terms of representation in Parliament for Bwengwa, and also allocating resources correctly and advocating for the right development for my area. And now when I go to my former constituency, I move there with my head high. And the people themselves, they say, you did the right things. Of course, I'm not perfect, but I did above average in the country.
At what juncture then did you decide to form your own party? Could it be that the party that you served under as MP was not progressive enough? Or what really led you to form PNUP?
First of all, I did not form the party.
Okay.
We formed the party. And I was privileged to be given the mantle of presidency.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not a Hamududu party. No, it's not.
So you are not at any loggerheads with the other parties. It was just a decision you made.
For what? For what? I have no quarrels with anybody. Okay. All parties are formed because people believe in a particular, policy offer. By the way, all these parties today which are active, they came from another political party. You understand? In 1991, we had two major political parties, UNIP and MMD. Anything after that is an offshoot and each one has their own, they have their own reasons for doing that. Okay, we have our own very good reasons. One of it is that we believe in issue-based politics, we believe in evidence, we believe in research. In the statement we give ourselves are researched. And if you ask me about some of the policies from the different sectors, you will understand why we are a distinct party. Okay? Well, there are some things we believe must be done, but informed by evidence. So we are kind of a technical political party, not very popular. That's why maybe we have one MP. But it's a technical politics that can change the country, not just cheap talk and sometimes lies, I must say. So we are doing the hard thing, because we will only develop as a country if we become technical. We tell people what is doable, not what you want to hear, which is very nice. No, our country has problems, and some of the solutions to our problems are not popular. We will not shy away from saying the unpopular things, which are the real solutions. If you want, you can ask me maybe which sector. I will explain to you the distinction that our political has compared to other political. Not that we are the best, no, it's you the judges. Yeah, I cannot say my party is the best. No, there's no party which is better. It's the Zambian people to say you are the best political party. By the way, you can be a big political party, but not the best. In Africa, you don't win because you are the best. Maybe you just excited the people. That's why parties come in and go out. After you put it in, then you start complaining. So how can you complain for putting a party which is the best? So we are trying to promote new politics on the scene, especially young people. Get involved in the right politics that are pragmatic and informed by evidence. The thing here is that we had elections this year. The country must get down to business. The government, those who want power, let them play their role in government. For us who are not in government, we will play the role of providing checks and balances as provided for by the Constitution. Okay. And the Zambian people must support this process. Support your government, support the opposition, because you need these two to achieve the democracy dividend, to achieve the developmental dividend, to achieve any social economic development. You need the two to work. Okay, therefore we have work to do. And the actual politics of competition will start maybe in 2025, Chakuti. For now, let's get involved in the discourse of development. How will we transform agriculture? What are the options? How will we have all children in school? What are the options? How will we develop our roads in this country so that they are passable and all our places are accessible? How can we keep the girl child, like these beautiful girls, in school longer so that they can have equal opportunities like the boys? How can we involve women in the decision-making processes of our country? How can we involve women in terms of getting a fair share in the economic activities of our country? How can we lift our people out of poverty? How can we best deal with unemployment in our country? How can we best deal with inequalities in our country? The gap between the majority poor and the few rich. How can we expand opportunities for all? How can we deal with issues of climate change so that we can slow down, the melting of the earth? Because we need the earth to support our life. So how can we have smart economic activities that does not destroy our ability to provide in the future? These are the issues we must invest in. Politics is not enmity. There's nothing special about being in the government. There's nothing special about being in the opposition. We are just doing something to advance the cause of this country. And we must find it a pleasure to do that.
That is your duty as an opposition leader and many other opposition leaders there. We have had a few policies, a few declarations, a few changes that have been made by the New Dawn government, as they call it. So far, barely 2-3 months. Is there any section that you would like to comment them or give?
Yes, first of all, we must be kind to a new government. They are basically 1 month in office, so there is nothing you can comment really. What have they done apart from appointing ministers? You understand? So I think it's just fair to give them time. They haven't even presented their own budget. That shows their priorities. The Minister of Finance will be presenting a budget in the next few days. And then now we'll know the actual direction. And the budget of the new government will start on 1st January 2022. It's from there on, maybe 6 months into 2022, you can now meaningfully begin to comment on which direction they are taking us. So I think it's too early to start that. It will amount to jealousy. You know what I'm saying? That you are jealous of your friends who are in government. This has been the culture. Your friends win, you are always talking until you are called bitter and so on. I think let's move from that. There will be government in, government out, and so on. This cycle will continue. But let's do politics with decency. Nothing much. Nothing much. I mean, what has changed? Nothing. Because they are assembling the tools. They're assembling the tools. It's like farming. You have to prepare your field, you plant, and you water, and you harness the plant, and then after 3 months, you have now a cob of maize, you have your groundnuts, you have your beans, now you can eat. There are processes. You know these things. If now I start saying, no, this government, when it will be my time, they will also treat me to the same medicine. And this is what has been happening between PF and UPND. When the UPND was in the opposition, PF was in the government. Now they continue with the same, this acrimony. I think we can do better. And that's where we, the upcoming politicians, must do it better. Take this politics to the next level. Upscale it. Improve it. Do it better. Because we, as a country, we must keep improving. If we don't improve our politics, the way we do our politics, the way we engage between the party in office and the outside, we will never improve. Doing the same thing the same way all the time and expecting different results is madness. So don't think we are mad.
Okay.
So let's also move from the madness we have been experiencing to something that is normal. Take politics to the next level. Upscale it. And we are available to play a role in our own way to upscale the type of politics in our country. Yeah.
So the 12th August elections, which part of the country did you feel performed the best?
Well, I mean, there were 16, presidential candidates, 16 political parties and so on. And we have a very bad electoral system in this country. And that's why after elections, only 3 parties are in parliament. That's despicable. Look at Namibia, which is a country of just about 3 million plus minus. They have 11 political parties in the parliament. In South Africa, there are 14 political parties in the parliament. We have a very bad electoral system here. I can tell you, we went around the country, and if you remember as a presidential candidate of this party, we were filing in nominations. We never had a problem to have the 100 people in each province to do that. That means we are national already because we went around the country. And I'm happy with that kind of system. People complained, no, first of all, the amount to pay for presidential candidates is very high. No, it must not be cheap. If you cannot get support to raise that money, then what part are you? Okay. If you can't raise it as an individual or can't raise it as a political party, then are you a political party? If today in my party we say we need 100,000, we can raise it by tomorrow because we have a membership. Okay. I put 10,000, he puts 5,000, he puts 1,000, we can raise it because we are a society, we are a group. You understand? And then the issue of 100 people per province, it's good. Okay. How do you want to run for presidency? You can't organize 100 people in a province. 100 people. Even now, I can tell Gabriel here, can we have 100 members in the next 1 hour? We can have them. Because a party must be national. You must do your homework. And therefore, we went around the country, good experience, and we had the results everywhere because we went around the country. We might not have the money that other people had, billboards, whatever, everywhere. Chitenges even tied to the trees and so on. We didn't have those resources, but we had the ideas. And for those who followed ideas, they gave us votes. And we managed to get a member of parliament in the Western province. Yeah, but the results across the country, if you go to Chama itself, our candidate was number 2. So we had people around. If you ask Gabriel here in Lusaka, how he performed in Kalikiriki, what here we had an MP in Munali, and we performed among the top 4, in some places top 3, top 2. Our councillors here in Lusaka, they were coming up number 2 or number 3 or number 4, not beyond this, among all the 16 political parties. In Ikabwe, our parliamentary candidate came very strong number 4 out of the 7 candidates. And you go to Dukasempa in Sorezi, Zambezi West, you go to Luapula and Bahati. So we had candidates across the country. It's a beginning. I mean, you can't win the first time. I mean, you can't just win it. You can't play magic anyhow. All political parties, there's a process. And we are in the process. We might win the presidency in the future. We may not. Only God knows. And the Zambian people, it's courtesy of Zambian people. And we'll be happy to receive any verdict from Zambian people. If they give us government, we will not let them down. If they don't give us government, we'll still respect them and continue to play our role in our politics, and of course later on retire and become our advisors. And then the young take over. In our party, we want to promote young people. In 2026, I want to tell you that you will see the shade of our political party. Young people. Why? 70% of the population is young people, and therefore in our political party it must reflect. And therefore it's a political party which is pro-young people. If it needs policies, speak to the young people. If you, for example, you give me a chance to explain here, our education policy is pro-young people, because the young people are the biggest assets this country has. 70% of our population is young people. So we are pro-young people. Our policies and in our very structures, we are pro-young people. And you will see, it's young people who are running for parliament, young people like you. When we unveil these, the parliamentarians, councillors, mayors, young people, the young people now must take over. In fact, as we are now a bridge between the old and we want to hand over power to the young people. Time has come to transition to the young people, because one, it is their future, it is their country, they are the majority, and their issues must take precedence of other issues, because they matter more. They are a reservoir for the future. They are the majority. They have the energy. They are the most investment we can ever make. Yeah.
I had the PNUP leader, Mr. Highvie Hamududu. Thank you so much for calling us this opportunity, sir.
Chinyemba, thank you very much. I've been looking forward to this. You've been really chasing me, but here we are. Right. I'm very happy, and the young people, we wish you well. We wish your media platform all the best, and if there's anything we can do to support you like we support others, we are available. It's your time. So keep it up, do the very best for yourselves and for the country. And as you do that, you have our support, the moral and any support that we can afford.
Right, so that's it. My name is Chinyemba. Thank you so much for watching. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel. And of course, in case there's anything new that you want to learn from us or give us information, or you want an interview, a similar one, anything involving social, community, economic, or any other sector or any other field of interest that might interest you, or indeed any other person that subscribes to this particular page, get in touch with us in the lines that are scrolling down there. My name is Chinyemba. On behalf of the entire team, it's next time. Goodbye.